Hey guys, it is Dani and welcome to this updated video for the tropics. And so guys, we're going to be making mention of all the latest updates in terms of tropical cyclone activity, and we also have another disturbance being identified in the E-Pac, and so we're going to be talking about that. And is that Gulf system still anticipated? So we're going to be making mention of the latest that is expected from our models later down in this video. And so before I go into details, okay guys, and so now into details with this video. And so first up, for the North Atlantic basin, no new tropical cyclones are expected through the next 5 days. Fortunately, because we're having some unfavorable conditions setting in, especially in the main development region. And so I'm going to be talking about those conditions and what we can expect from them later down in this video as well, guys. And so no disturbances there, but over in the E-Pac we have two, and you might be wondering, where has that second one come from? So actually, if you were watching my previous videos maybe a week ago or so, you would have seen where I was making mention of the invest that was there, which was invest 92E. So this is technically still invest 92E, even though chance is diminished for it to develop. But now here we have it being identified yet again. So chances at this time 40% through the next 5 days and 20% through the next 48 hours. So this is one fighter system right here. So it has a chance of developing into a tropical cyclone. And then we have that other disturbance that is lingering off of the coast of Mexico. So it's just moving erratic there. And so this has a chance of developing as well, a 50% chance through the next 5 days. And so this is likely to enhance the rainfall in portions of Central America, especially Mexico, going into early next week. So please be cautious of that, because you know that heavy rainfall can help to induce flooding. And so in terms of the North Atlantic basin, are we still expecting that Gulf system? So first up, let's take a look at some of the model runs. And so first up is the GFS. This is Saturday, the 19th of June. And so we're having that 1006 millibar low pressure system in the Gulf. Fortunately, GFS is showing it to be much weaker, so it is possible that we could still have development taking place, but we're not anticipating a very strong system from this. Again, if you're along the Gulf Coast, you want to keep your heads up, because we could have a brewing system being there late in the new week. And so let's look at what Euro is showing. And so Euro is not showing a strong system either. As a matter of fact, it's not showing it being very organized, but it is showing maybe a depression at that point. But the guys, do not say that, okay, it's not going to be strong, so if it's heading for my area, I'll be fine. Don't think that, because it doesn't take a strong tropical cyclone to cause significant damage. When you look at some of these storms that have devastated some areas, it's really the heavy rainfall. And when you look at it, even though, for example, Harvey was a Cat 4 at max intensity, but it caused most of the damage when it weakened to a tropical storm, because it was just lingering along the coastline of Texas and just dumping the state with heavy rainfall. And so that is what led to the flooding and the historic damage that was seen in Texas, guys. So it doesn't take a strong system to wreak havoc in a particular area. So please do not underestimate any tropical cyclone, no matter its intensity. And so looking at the CMC, it is showing the system as well, but it's not showing it really headed to the US, but maybe southern Texas and the northeastern section of Mexico could feel the impacts. And so that is what the CMC model is expecting from it. So we have our models still being confident about something developing in the Gulf. Most likely we will get a depression, probably a tropical storm. Again, if we have a named storm, it will acquire the name Bill, which is the next name to be used. And so let's talk about conditions existing across the North Atlantic at this time. And so first up, what you're seeing is the wind shear map. And so the greens mean favorable shear that accommodate tropical development, the yellows mean neutral, and the reds mean unfavorable. So we see that we really have the reds dominating, which means that there is a lot of unfavorable shear stretching across the region. And so guys, now let us take a look at the Saharan air layer forecast. And so this is for the end of this week, and we see that we have a lot of dust expected for the Caribbean. So this dust is coming all the way from the Sahara Desert in Africa, being carried by the trades across the Atlantic. And so this dry air helps to inhibit tropical development, because they need warm, moist conditions. So the dry conditions are only going to be the opposite. They're going to prevent these systems from developing, guys. So this is going to be the main reason reason why we do not see any development taking place in the main development region, at least for the next few weeks. But as we're going to be heading into the peak of the season, that's going to be a totally different story, and let's see what happens then. But again, the season is expected to be quite active, guys. So we have our two disturbances in the E-Pac, which are given medium chances to develop into tropical cyclones. And so if they both develop, the next two names to be used are Carlos and Dolores. So we're going to be seeing what happens as time goes by, at least for the early part of the new weekend. So guys, that is it for this update. And if you found it to be quite informative, please give a thumbs up, and you can also share thoughts in the comments or ask a question. I'll try to respond as best and as soon as I can. And just remember to always be weather-wise, and of course I'll keep giving the necessary updates as time goes by.